Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC.
A weekly podcast and YouTube channel where we discuss all things Wrexham AFC from the point of view of long-term fans and new fans.
So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in.
Hello and welcome to episode 75 of Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC podcast.
It's a bit of a shorter episode this week. Two reasons. Obviously, we didn't have a game on Saturday. It was called off. So we don't have that to talk about. And Siân's not very well.
We went out yesterday and Ryan had a bit to drink. I had Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola?
I don't want to just say Coke. I had Coca-Cola, but weirdly, I'm the one that feels ill today.
Yeah, you feel a bit dizzy and a bit rough, don't you? So we've shortened it down just to give Siân a little bit of time to have a rest.
Before work tomorrow.
Yes, we have. So a little bit of news. Our FA Cup game against Shrewsbury, so the date and time has been announced. It's now going to be played at 2 p.m. on Sunday, the 7th of January.
Well remembered.
Thank you very much. So that game's been moved. Obviously, the normal time would be 3 o'clock on a Saturday. It's been moved to the Sunday, and the reason for that is it's going to be shown live on S4C over here in the UK.
I'm assuming if it's live on TV over here, I'm assuming... Actually, I shouldn't assume, but I'm assuming ESPN Plus will have it on in America.
ESPN usually have the Wrexham, the FA Cup games on in.
It won't be on
America.
iFollow though, will it? Because it's on TV over here. I don't know how it works.
I'm not 100% sure, but if you can't get S4C wherever you are in the country, S4C is now part of the BBC network. So when the game is on, if you go to iPlayer, you'll be able to get it on there. Go to channels, down to S4C, and the game will be there if you want to watch that. Yes. My chair's squeaking a little bit.
It's a bit,
I don't know why that is. A bit more news. Paul Mullin was up for EFL League 2 Player of the Month. Unfortunately, he didn't win that.
Jake Young won it, didn't he?
Jake Young of Swindon won that. He played in 5 games in November, and he scored in every single one. So that's
why.
That's why he won. He won November Player of the Month. So let's have a little chat about the Cop.
Yeah, it's exciting news, this, I think.
Yeah, it's not the Cop we wanted.
No.
Admittedly. It is a temporary Cop that's gone up. We've talked about this already. The thing that impresses me the most is the speed with which they have thrown it up.
Yeah. Because... I don't think they've just thrown it
up.
No,
they haven't. They've obviously...
Safety precautions and everything, health and safety.
Professionally
thrown it
up.
Yeah.
But it has flown up.
Yeah,
it really has.
It's quite impressive.
It does. It's just under 2,500 fans. When they said it was going to be available for the Newport game, I was like, nah. How are you going to get that up that quick? But it has, it really has flown up. I'm really impressed with how quickly it's gone up. I'm quite excited to go to the Colchester game on Saturday.
To see it.
Just to see it,
Yeah.
I am quite excited to go, have a walk down that end of the Mould Road stand and have a sort of closer look at it, to be honest.
Try and get some pictures. I'm assuming that at the moment it's still got the boards across behind the goal, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So you're probably not going to get much of a view, but I suppose you'll get the gist.
We'll get the gist of it.
Yeah, but I think there's been a lot of because there's not going to be a roof on this Cop.
No.
Because I think that will be too much. So there's been quite a few people going, they're doing this, but there's no roof, so everyone's going to be,
wet,
subject to the elements.
Yeah.
But my brother made a good point yesterday. We're in the Mould Road stand.
Yeah.
If it rains and the wind is blown a certain way, we get wet.
Yeah.
If you're in the university end and the rain is going in a certain
thing.
and the Wrexham Lager stand as well. So yes, there's a roof, and if you're higher up, you don't get wet. But
only Wrexham fans, I think, could moan about not being able to get tickets because there's too many people going to the game, and then
when
they
the
get
club does
off.
something about it,
They then moan that they haven't got a roof on the stand. It's not everyone. We're not pointing fingers at
no,
everybody, but
very small minority.
there are
Yeah.
people out there who are moaning about
Yeah,
it.
do you know what? I would quite, obviously we've got season tickets, so we sit where we sit all the time. But I would, I'd be intrigued to kind of sit at that point of the pitch, because obviously I've sat in the what's the word? Tech end,
Yeah.
Mould Road stand. I've not been in the Wrexham Lager stand, but it would be, I don't know, just being behind. I love being behind the goal.
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of being behind the goal for home games,
No.
and you're the same.
I am now.
The away games, we love being behind the goal, right behind the goal. We're always there.
There's just like a different atmosphere, isn't it?
Home games, I like sitting where we sit, to be honest. And are you saying you would quite like to go and sit in the temporary stand, or just that?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
Would you?
Just one game, but
Nah, you're
I
all
didn't
right.
but I didn't like sitting in the Tech end.
Yeah.
So I probably won't like it in that. I wonder what they're going to call it. The temporary cup. Somebody suggested the op, because it's not the cop. It's half of a cop.
Somebody called it said the Ben Foster stand. Not here for a very long time, but does a good job while it's here.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Whoever thought of that.
Yeah.
Kudos.
And it's at the end where he saved the penalty as well. So
No, that's it. That's what we're going to dub it the Ben Foster stand.
yeah,
for
there
now.
we go. So yeah, it's look, it's all good. I think it's good that we've got something and we can get more fans in. You've got fans behind both goals. So if you did happen to, for anybody who doesn't know this, Wrexham do like to shoot a certain way in the first half and the other way in the second half. So they always like to shoot towards the empty side of the ground first. Second half, shoot towards the university end, so that, bit of momentum kicking towards your own fans in the second half.
But now it doesn't matter.
I think it still does matter. I think they will still do the same thing, because you've got a lot more fans in the university end. It's a lot more noise comes from that end, and I think they will still do that. Although when they do lose the toss, I think you're still kicking towards your own fans, which I think is an excellent sort of thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't wait.
Quick note about next week. So next week is going to be the Christmas special of the Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC podcast. We are very busy working on that at the moment.
Yep.
It's quite stressful getting it all together, but we have got some amazing things planned for that episode.
It should be good.
It should be good. We've done a few bits already. Look, just tune in for that
Monday
next
the
week.
18th of December at 6 p.m. it will be released.
Yes, our Christmas special.
Yes.
We might even do a little trailer prior, just to a little sneak peek into the Christmas
Just
special.
tickle your taste buds.
Yes, definitely. Let's have a quick chat about Burton. Very quick chat.
Yeah.
So lineup was interesting.
was.
Again, what we were sort of expecting, to be perfectly honest. So we had McNicholas in goal.
Yep.
Fad's got a game.
Yes, I'm glad. And do you know what? He played so well.
Did he?
He did play, because obviously you were in work, so you couldn't watch it, but I watched it.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Sam Dalby played well. Obviously, he scored.
Yeah.
McFadzean had a game. Young had a game. It was just all the OGs when I first started going to watch Wrexham were pretty much there, and it was.
Max was in.
Yes.
Aaron James played as well. Will Boyle had a game. Jordan Davis, Luke Young, James Jones.
Jake Bickerstaff.
Jake Bickerstaff didn't really do much though, did
I was
Jake?
a bit
Did he?
disappointed.
I know.
I think he tried.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying he always does, but he did. Nothing really came off for him, did he?
No,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
during the game. Like Siân said, I was working, so unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch the game. Siân watched it on her own. You didn't go, did you?
No,
she didn't go. But yeah, it was one of them. Because I'm working, the sort of work that I do, I'm not allowed a mobile phone on me at all times. So it's a case of sort of popping out for breaks and stuff to try and catch up with the scores. The game had just kicked off. And I was wondering what the starting lineup was, because I hadn't had a chance to check. So I popped out, and I think there was 4 minutes gone in the game, and I saw a text from Siân going, "Oh my God, 2 goals already!" And I was like, "Oh, what's gone on here? So I logged on to, I use SofaScore for scores. And I logged on, and there was 4.5 minutes gone. There was actually 3 goals by that point. So they went 2-0 up. Sam Dalby scored a really good goal, to be fair to him.
Goal, yeah.
To make it 2-1.
Yeah.
And I was like, 4.5 minutes. Our predictions were gone. Our predictions were gone literally in the blink of an eye. They were gone. Our predictions for this game. Nobody got these right. And then, but it stayed like that until half time. I was thinking, oh, there's going to be some goals in this game, and then it sort of slowed a little bit, didn't it? And nothing really happened after that. They went 3-1 up after that, after 64 minutes.
Yeah.
And then Jordan Davis pulled one back right at the end, didn't he? 92 minutes. I had this sort of feeling when I noticed that goal go in. 92 minutes. I thought, oh, we're going to
get another one.
We're going to do it again. Yeah, we're going to do it again.
Yeah.
Weirdly, on SofaScore, when the game finished 3-2, it came up on the screen awaiting penalties, and I was like, what's going on here? It was just a mistake. It was just a mistake on SofaScore, and I thought, have we scored again late on to make it 3-0? What did you make of the performance as a whole? Because you'll have to answer this, because I've got no idea.
Do you know what? It was, it was an exciting game.
Yeah.
Obviously, you had 3 goals in the first 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes, or whatever. And it was just it was just really exciting. Like I was listening to the Mark Griffiths commentary, and he was just, his excitement obviously kind of ejects or projects onto you when you're watching a game.
Yeah.
So it was a really exciting game, and Burton Albion had pretty much their first team out, didn't they? Not everybody.
Not everybody, no. They made some changes. We made 11 changes in that game. And, we give some starts to players who don't really get starts. Apart from sort of maybe James Jones and maybe Sam Dalby now and again. They're the only 2 really start games for us that were in that starting 11.
Yeah.
So it's good. I like that competition for giving game time to players who don't normally get game time. But it's over. Yeah, we lost. We're out, and that's it. End of.
3-2 though.
Yeah,
it wasn't a
against a decent Burton team. I fair play. Doff your cap and all that.
I think they did well.
They did well.
They did well.
So on to Forest Green, or the lack of Forest Green, shall we say. So the game was called off at 11:30 on the Saturday.
I think the pitch inspection was 11:30, but I think it was officially called off at 11:45.
Yeah, okay. Now the buses had long since left Wrexham.
9 o'clock in the morning, was it they'd left?
9, half 9, something like that.
Early anyway.
And they were not far away from Forest Green when it got called off.
I think I read a tweet from somebody saying that they were currently in the services on the M5, I want to say. I might be wrong. And they were awaiting news. I think that obviously the bus drivers have been said, pull into the nearest services and wait for news. And then obviously it was like, it's off.
So it was a waterlogged pitch, basically. We had a lot of rain over here in the UK for anybody who's overseas. Not so much in Wrexham. If it was a home game, we would have got it on.
Definitely. But we've got that tent thing now, haven't we?
We've got that tent thing that goes over the pitch.
I did read though that the team Wrexham had requested for the game to go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the referees were like, no, because there was certain parts of the pitch that were puddled and could cause injury. So they were like, no, it's not going ahead. So a lot of disappointed Wrexham fans, I think.
Yeah, 5 games in total were called off in League 2. With the games that were on, we were one of the first to be called off, I think, during the day. I think there was games later than us that were called off. 5 games in total were called off. So at the point of kick-off, we could have dropped from 2nd to 4th. If results had gone against us. But as it turned out, it's a very good day for us, really.
It wasn't. We didn't even do anything.
We didn't even do anything. So leaders Stockport drew 1-1 away at Morecambe. Morecambe were 1-0 up until the 87th minute.
Which I think is amazing.
Considering how they played against us.
And considering how Stockport are doing.
Yeah, a right turnaround for them.
Yeah, so well done, Morecambe.
So Stockport have moved 1 point ahead of us, but have now played an additional game. So they are 6 points ahead of us at the moment, but we've got a game in hand. So if we were to win that game in hand, that cuts that gap to 3 as it currently stands. Points in the bag rather than games is what I always say. So we're 6 points behind Stockport, but we do have a game in hand.
Yep.
Crewe lost 2-1 away to Grimsby, one of the teams that could have easily leapfrogged us, which is brilliant. They were a point behind us with a game in hand, so now they are level on games and they're still a point behind us. So that's good. That's their game in hand.
Done.
Yeah.
Cool. Notts County lost against Walsall 2-1 at home.
I know, that was a big shock, that was. I saw they'd gone 1-0 up. It was our son, actually, who went, "Do you want to know the Notts County score, Daddy?" And then it was
He didn't sound like that.
and it was like, yeah, okay. And he was like, they're losing 2-1. I thought he was joking, to be perfectly honest. I didn't believe that they were losing 2-1, but they lost.
They did.
2-1. So they stay 1 point behind us, and they've played one game more than us now. So that's a decent position to be in. So we remained in second in the league despite not kicking a ball.
Which is always good, isn't it?
Good. I think I was a little bit gutted that some of the other teams in and around us didn't play and also lose, and then that was like games in hand done and all that sort of thing, and we still stayed in second. That was a little bit disappointing. That's just me being greedy, though.
Yeah.
I think we had a very good day without doing anything.
Still second.
Wasn't a great day for obviously all the fans who travelled down and gutted for you that you went, because I know how far Forest Green is. I know how far it is to drive there, and I know that you wouldn't have been far from getting there at the point when it was called off.
And I think on the way back, I've seen loads of tweets basically saying that they were stuck in traffic. And I think it was due to an accident. So,
yeah, it was. Yeah.
At least you all arrived home safely, which is,
there is that.
That's a bonus.
Not the greatest day, is it, sitting on the motorway?
No. And apparently one of the buses only had 16 people on it.
Maybe it was a small bus.
It looked like a big one. Anyway, so we've got an upcoming game on Saturday, the 16th. We are playing Colchester at home.
Yeah.
Very excited about this game. I love a home game.
Yeah, so I
love a home game.
Back to League Two action.
Yes.
Back to League Two action. As Siân said, it's a 3:00 kickoff. It's available for international fans only on iFollow because of the media blackout in the UK.
So people in the UK, audio only.
Yeah.
Not the same.
Yeah, or if you've got a dodgy box or whatever, innit? So the last competitive game was a home game in February 2005, which finised 2-2.
So what's that?
2005, 18 years ago.
18 years ago.
Long time. Yeah, I know that.
It's horrible.
I know. It doesn't seem that long ago, does it?
So they played on Saturday.
They did.
Or Saturday.
Saturday. Is that what I thought?
Yeah, they lost 2-1 at home to Crawley. So at the moment they've won 6, drawn 2, lost 13, and they're currently 22nd in the table for League Two.
I'll stop you there, right? I was really surprised when I looked at the table. You sort of get an idea of where everybody is in the table. I don't memorise the whole table on a weekly basis, but if someone would have said to me prior to me looking this up, where are Colchester, I'd have said mid-table. Mid-table. Probably closer to the playoffs than, because that's where they were. I mean, they were up in the top 5 or 6 earlier on in the season, but they've obviously gone on a really horrendous run, and I hadn't noticed them tumbling down the table, if I'm completely honest. But they've lost their last 4 in a row in the league.
Let's hope it's 5 on Saturday.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I was really shocked that that's where they were in the league. I'll be completely honest. Top scorer is Joseph Taylor. He scored 10. He's on loan from Premier League club Luton Town at the moment. Decent player, to be honest. One worth keeping an eye on. So Ben and the other defenders are going to have to keep an eye on him on Saturday. Prediction.
Okay, because they're 22nd, you should never underestimate a team that's 22nd.
You should not. Never.
So, on that basis, I'm going to go, for them to lose, obviously, but I'm going to go 3-1, I think.
3-1. Yeah. I'm going to go, I want a clean sheet for Mark. Mark's going to be coming in, obviously. Arthur has been returned to Arsenal in the post for him to have a little bit of surgery on his jaw. He's fractured his jaw. So he's having a little bit of surgery. It's hopefully going to be weeks and not months.
That's what it's been said.
That he is out. But yeah, he's obviously gone back to Arsenal in the interim while he has that done. Mark's come in as you know, as we well know. And I am going to go for a clean sheet for Mark.
Okay.
I'm going to go for 2-0 Wrexham.
2-0 Wrexham.
Yes, please.
Fabo.
Fabo
Wabbo.
A couple of people got in touch. Kiro Arai got in touch saying, great listen. Be a shame about Young moving on, but if moving on gets him play time, he deserves... He
deserves it. Here's to it.
Yeah, here's to it.
Yeah,
Yes.
here's to it.
Yes. Also, as of today, I'm caught up on the podcast. Fair play to you.
74 episodes.
He got in touch not that long ago with us to say he had introduced his friend in America to Wrexham. He'd passed on details of our podcast. He started watching/listening from episode 1, and he has caught up quick. So fair play to you.
That's
absolutely.
74 hours.
74 hours, yes.
Probably a bit more because sometimes they went over, the interviews and stuff like that.
I don't think so. Don't think they did. I'm very good at
yeah, you
keeping
are.
it to an hour. So yeah, no, fair play to you.
Spry Wanderonin. This was to do with the predictions because he said that we were, or she, I'm not actually sure. Was it he or she? Apologies. But they said that we were like probably balanced now in regards to getting our predictions right.
I think he said I wasn't going to catch up is what he'd said. And then he's basically saying, no, he was wrong.
And here's to getting another score right, Ryan.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If you want to get in touch, you can get in touch on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, no threads. Email us at methewifefromwrexhamafc@gmail.com.
And please do not forget to like and subscribe to us on YouTube. It really helps us out.
And press that bell.
Yes, press the bell.
So you don't miss another episode.
Whatever the bell does, yeah.
Not miss another episode.
Press it. Press the bell.
Press the bell.
Dragon Chat. Dragon Chat is a mental health peer support group. They run a Zoom call every Thursday between, just double check that, 7 and 8:30. I've only done it 74 times. How am I supposed to remember this stuff? The best thing to do is follow Dragon Chat-Steve Lloyd on Twitter. And then all the details of that can be found there. If you want to go on the call on a Thursday, if you're watching on YouTube, all the details of how to get on that are down in the description. But as I say, if you follow Dragon Chat-Steve Lloyd on Twitter, you will find out exactly how to do that.
And also, before home games on a Saturday, they have a little catch-up, meet-up in the Miners' Rescue. I think it starts at 12:30. So, if you're around and you need someone to talk to or you just want to have a chat with somebody, then just head over to the Miners' Rescue and Steve will be there.
100%.
Yeah.
Right, I know you're not well and you're dying to get out, but I think you've done well. Fair play to you. And I think you've been...
This is a very short episode.
It is, but I think you've been quite upbeat as well, and I think you haven't...
Always the brave soldier.
Because I'll be honest, before this, and I'm sure after this, you were very slumped.
Yeah, I was.
I don't feel right. So you've done a good job.
Thank you.
No worries.
Praise where it's due, eh?
Yes. Quiz time.
Okie doke.
Okay. A few games were called off.
That seat's really good on my nerves.
A few games were called off on Saturday.
They were.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to just say something quickly. Anybody listening for the first time, we do a quiz every week, and it is 2 lies, 1 truth. I read out 3 statements. Siân has to say which one the truth is. There's 5 of these to do. So sorry. I'm sure plenty of people know exactly what we're doing, but anyway.
And I'm not very good.
No. A few games were called off on Saturday.
Yep.
The game between Wimbledon and Swindon was called off.
Mm.
The game between Bradford and Salford was called off. And the game between Accrington and Doncaster was called off.
B.
The game between Bradford and Salford, 100% correct.
Do you know how I know that? Because I remember being in the car yesterday and
Yeah.
Alfie reading the scores for Accrington and the
Wimbledon.
Swindon game.
Yeah,
So
there we go.
well remembered.
And number 2, it was Sam Dalby's birthday last week. I think you know what's coming. Sam turned 23. Number 2, Sam shares his birthday with John Terry. Or number 3, Sam's star sign is Capricorn.
Oh, God.
Come on, you've had a good start. Come on.
I'm going to say he shares his birthday with John Terry.
Well done. That is 2 out of 2.
Is it?
It is, yeah. It's also John Terry's birthday on that
John
day.
Terry.
Our game with Forest Green Rovers was postponed on Saturday. Our last game to be postponed was against Yeovil. Our last game to be postponed was against Woking. Or our last game to be postponed was against Chesterfield. Just to give you an idea, all of them games were postponed, okay? But obviously,
which is the first one?
Yeah, which is the last.
Oh, the last one?
Yeah, our last
I'm
game.
going to say Yeovil.
You're going to say Yeovil?
3
out of 3.
Really?
Yes, well done. So Yeovil was postponed because of our FA Cup replay with Sheffield United.
Yes.
Woking was postponed because of, I think it was the first game of Sheffield United. And I think the Chesterfield game was postponed maybe for something else. It was Yeovil.
Definitely for something else.
I went down a rabbit hole that I couldn't get out of then, unfortunately. Okay, number 4. Club legend Kevin Russell turned 57 last week. Kevin made over 450 appearances for Wrexham. Kevin scored 80 goals for Wrexham. Or number 3, Kevin is only 5'6". Do you know who Kevin Russell is?
I haven't got the foggiest.
Haven't you?
No.
Oh, okay.
So this
Bold,
is
little bald guy.
Okay. He wasn't bold when he was playing for Wrexham, was he?
Yes.
Oh, was he?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure why that makes any difference, but okay, this is literally finger in the air.
Yeah.
2.
Number 2, 80 goals. Correct. Well done. He played 350, just over 350. He's small, but he's not that small. He's 5'8".
He's not Elliot Lee 5'6", is he?
Elliot Lee's 5'10". What are you on about? Okay, last one.
Yes.
This is for a clean sweep.
God, I can't remember the last time. Me being ill might be doing
maybe
great for my brain.
Have you ever had a clean sweep?
Probably not. No.
I don't think so.
No,
you know.
I don't think so.
You might actually get this one as well.
Oh, if I don't now, let's just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We played Burton Albion on Tuesday, didn't we?
We did.
You watched it?
I did. Oh. Yeah.
The attendance at the game was 3,963.
Yeah.
The attendance at the game was 4,963. Or C, the attendance at the game was 5,963.
I'm going to go with the last one.
5,963?
Yeah.
I give up. You have an opportunity to get it right, and you've right at the death. You've let it go.
Oh, no.
What have you done?
What was it?
4,963.
Well, I gave it a good go.
You did give it a good
Do
go.
not chuck your iPad on the floor like that again, mister. You get a slap.
Oh, so, yeah. I was going to apologise it's shorter. It is what it is. You know, we only had one game. It was a game that not many people really cared about in that cup competition that nobody really was that bothered about. And, you know, unfortunately, we have weeks like this where games are going to be called off.
Probably more now as we get more and more into the winter.
Yeah, more so in the winter months.
Not home games because we've got a big tent.
Yes, but we've got a contingency plan moving forward. So we have some, I've created a list of points that we can discuss outside. So if a radio station goes down, they have a power cut or something happens, and then they just stick on Like they've got a contingency plan, haven't they? We didn't have a contingency plan. That's why this episode's quite short.
Yeah.
We now do. We've got a
I
contingency.
know nothing
No,
about this. As
no.
usual, I'm always the last one to know.
Yes. So please tune in next week for our Christmas special. Trust me, you will not be disappointed if you tune in next week. We have some amazing stuff.
It's really good.
Amazing, really exciting.
We've only done a few of them, but it's really good so far.
It is,
It's
yeah.
good. It's good. It's good.
So thank you very much for tuning in again this week. And I lost my way. We'll see you again next week.
Bye.